So, our first new film this week is from A24, and it is Kyle Mooney's directorial follow-up to Brigsby Bear, and it is nothing like Brigsby Bear. Um, it is Y2K.
I'll let you take Y2K's plot description because you are the Mooney head of us two. I really enjoy Kyle Mooney, but you love Kyle Mooney.
I
So
do love me some Kyle Mooney.
I'm gonna lay out the carpet for you here.
So, Y2K follows a high school student um, and his friends at a party or getting ready to and then attending a party on New Year's Eve, 1999, leading into the year 2000. Um, and in this film, the Y2K bug does come to fruition, and it manifests itself as like a almost an AI that can control anything with a computer chip in it, and does so to try and kill and enslave humans to take over the world. There you go. There's your premise.
Yeah, simple as that.
Um, so, how well do you have memories of Y2K of that night?
Well, I mean,
You were in high school.
so I was just about to say, we might as well give our ages away here by saying that we were pretty much in the prime age. We are the target audience for this movie, I would say.
I would think so, yeah.
Because I mean, what? I was 15 during that when all that was going down and everyone was
Yeah.
freaking the fuck out. You were closer, even closer to the age of everyone in this movie,
Yeah, I
I
was
mean,
17. Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I have vivid memories of the whole thing.
What were you doing that night?
Hanging out, making sure stayed up all night to the stroke of midnight. Um, probably, probably playing video games at the time. Um, I think it was maybe Hot Shots Golf, which a circle of friends and I religiously played when we weren't um, filming late night talk shows of our own
Yeah.
making.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just like everyone else that had was of a certain age at the time and could have a memory of it. But especially when you're in high school and there's talk of it at high school and you have
Yeah.
this, I mean, it's just like, are we gonna be alive tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just so silly.
Yeah,
You know.
that was the night that I lost my virginity
Okay. All
to
right.
my high school girlfriend who I dated all throughout high school,
Okay, so I was playing Hot Shots Golf and you were losing your virginity. Okay, all right.
to stabbing westward.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Naturally,
because
naturally.
that's real like lose your virginity to your high school girlfriend.
You had that queued up, ready.
Oh yeah, for sure. No. If I had had it queued up, it would have been Silverchair, but yeah,
So we talking about like stroke of midnight, you're losing your virginity? Like what's going on here?
right afterward, yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're like, okay, we're alive.
All right.
Let's do this.
We've been waiting a year and a half. Let's do this.
Let's finally do this. Let's ring in the new millennia.
But my experience and yours, neither of those scenarios had gadgets trying to form together into one super monster to kill us.
Not that I can recall. No, I don't remember seeing anyone getting their faces slashed by CDRs.
Oof.
Yeah. So anyway,
Um,
back to the movie.
so the star of this film,
Mhm. Yeah, Jaden Martell.
Jaden Martell.
Does the little hint there that if you can't really recall the star of the movie's name, then that's part of the problem.
Yeah. So Jaden we know primarily from the It movies, the most recent installment of the It canon.
which you know
And
I'm a huge fan of.
I mean, I like the first one,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
so much the second one. I didn't think it was awful, but it's not good. Um, and I saw him in an Apple TV original series where he plays, I think it's Chris Evans's son,
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking
defending
about.
Jacob.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes,
Is he the titular Jacob?
he is.
Interesting.
He's accused of murder,
How young is he in that?
high school.
Because he still looks 13.
Yeah, and so that is another thing
Mm.
is that I half the time throughout the movie I was wondering, found myself wondering like how old are these people because he's probably close to 20 if not in his 20s. And bless her heart, the girl from West Side Story
Rachel Zegler.
does Rachel Ziegler does not look like she is in high school.
Jaden Martell is going to be 22 on January 4th.
Rachel Ziegler?
Jaden Martell.
No, I'm saying and Rachel Ziegler.
Let me see. Let's see. Rachel Zegler is she is currently 23.
Okay. And then I would assume the youngest of all of them is the kid from New Zealand.
Well, let's talk about that while I look that up. I mean, so the nostalgia bug hits you right away in the opening scene of this movie. It's fun. Um, and then you get introduced to these main two friends, played by
Yes.
Jaden Martell, and this kid's name's Julian Dennison. Um,
Yes, and you can tell they're very much trying to do a Michael Cera,
oh
Jonah
boy.
Hill super bad thing with this.
So this kid was in Hunt for the Wilder People. That's where he like
Hmm.
debuted. Yeah. He's
Yeah, and then he was in Deadpool 2.
hmm he's 22. So they're
So
all
that's
about the
up
same
to
age.
22-year-olds playing 17-year-olds.
Listen, Jaden Martell looks like he's in high school, I
He
think.
does. And the kid from New Zealand also does look like he's in
Yeah,
high
he
school.
it can pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the other
Ziegler
kid,
though really sticks out like a sore thumb.
I, listen, so this movie is 91 minutes. I appreciate that. More 90-minute movies, especially comedies. R-rated 90-minute comedies, I'm all for. But it almost rushes the relationship between these two friends. You don't get to really spend much
Hmm.
time with them
Hmm.
before something significant happens.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of not invested in them enough. It, it, the movie's trying to find its footing in the beginning, and unfortunately, I don't think it does. It sucks because love this premise, rooting for this movie. There's just I gotta say, Jaden Martell, man, there's just nothing going on.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think he's awful in it, but there's really not anything there. He's not particularly charismatic.
Hmm.
He's not particularly like a good actor
Hmm.
necessarily either. He's just, you and me and our friend Rob kind of joke a lot of the time about replacement level
Yeah, yeah.
such and such, and he is like a replacement level high school actor. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
definitely should never be the star, the lead of something. He's got that James McAvoy problem where he should always be supporting.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would disagree with this on James McAvoy. In fact, they have for a long time.
Yeah, they have, and I don't necessarily think that we're in the minority on Jaden Martell, though.
Now, I don't even think there's much of an opinion on him yet, but I can't imagine there's a lot of people clamoring for him to be a huge lead actor. And you're not going to
No.
convince me after seeing this that he's anywhere near that yet.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's kind of a shame because we were both really rooting for this movie. I love Kyle Mooney. I think it's a fun premise. I have, very vivid memories of Y2K. And so like, I was really looking forward to this. I put it on my list of the six films I was most looking forward to. Um, yeah, but it really struggles to find its footing, like you said. I don't think it's all that funny either.
No, I agree.
Like
And
there are interesting like bits. There are interesting ideas, especially when it comes to like some of the chaos involved in where the night goes. But from like a scene to scene basis, it's not like the jokes just don't land, and I feel like it's because of the people delivering them.
oh
Uh,
yeah.
it says something that Kyle Mooney is in this, and he's the funniest part slash character in the movie, and even he's not that funny.
Oh no, I laughed a couple of times just because he has those Kyle Mooney isms, like where he'll finish a line and just like shrug or just and it's just
Yeah,
but even that can be painfully dull and like fall to a dud at times.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Because what makes him so funny is that delivery and how deadpan it can be and how he really can kind of become a very like normal seeming person
mhm.
that has some quirks. And this character is all quirks.
I just couldn't help but pine for just I wanted to when this movie was over, I wanted to just go watch some of the old Kyle Mooney stoner guy clips. It was a much
Hmm.
funnier stoner guy that he's done before in his
Yeah,
shows.
exactly.
This he tries to do some heavy lifting to give this movie some more good comedy because you're right. There is way too much screen time given to actors slash characters that it shouldn't be given to. I mean, especially
Yeah.
there's a couple of main characters, including one who,
Is it a spoiler to say?
oh, I mean, no, I mean, are you talking about the cameo, extended cameo?
I mean, he's one of the main characters in the second half of the movie.
I guess he's not really acting. Yeah, I mean,
No, because he's playing himself, but
I think everyone knows at this point. I mean,
okay. Fred Durst is a problem in this movie.
I mean, I don't particularly see him as one of the bigger problems. Um, I had more of an issue with a couple of the other side characters, including one um, character with a camcorder who just
Hmm.
can't seem to deliver a line in an authentic way, can't seem to give a facial expression in an authentic way, and
Yeah.
can't seem to even get one laugh out of the audience. I was in an audience with maybe seven, eight other people, and I mean, one guy, I shit you not, I've never seen this before. And I've been in, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of movies in my life. And this guy in front of me takes out his phone. I've seen that a million times, but this guy logs onto the AMC app and starts searching showtimes during the movie.
To
And
go dip into something
yeah,
else.
I saw him purchase a ticket to another movie. I'm assuming for the same theater that same night. And and as soon as I'm shocked he finished the movie. He didn't. He stayed through the end,
Oh, wow.
but I guarantee you he just went to another movie
Wow.
to cleanse himself. But yeah. So you really hated Fred Durst in this movie?
Yeah, I really could not stand him in this movie. And the character that you mentioned, that's a rough character.
Oh man.
And she kind of converses more so than anybody else with one other character who I
Yes.
thought it was a little bit better, but not a lot, you
Not
know?
much. Not much. No. And it's sad that we haven't even mentioned because I'm sorry they're both kind of wasted. Um, Speaking of, Mooney being your boy, one of my all-time boys is in this movie, and he's barely in this movie.
Barely in it. Yeah.
So Jaden Martell's parents are played by Tim Heidecker and Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
Why can't we see a little bit more of that?
Two
Just a
scenes. They're in two
eh,
scenes.
very short.
Yeah.
Very short
Yeah,
scene.
they're in two scenes. And I actually like Julian Dennison
Yeah.
in the things that I've seen him in. And he does not get enough to do in this.
Yeah, I won't spoil that, but you're right. We'll just say that he does not get enough screen time.
He doesn't get enough screen time, and it seems like it's for use as a narrative device so that we
Yes.
care about Jaden Martell's character more, but
It's not earned. It's
it
not.
doesn't work,
And
and
it,
you feel like had I hate dancing around spoilers for a movie that is going to be out of theaters in a week
oh my
that
God, we got to
hardly
talk about
anybody
that
went
for a
and
second.
saw. So, you know, I guess I will dance around it a little bit, but like, let's just say that had that problem not been introduced, I feel like there would have been a lot more room for more comedic value had Jaden Martell had him to play off of more throughout
Exactly.
the course of the movie. And he's one of the better actors in this movie
Well,
in
so
terms of teens.
it,
And it's just there is a big hole left when he's not in the movie.
yeah, I think that that's the biggest first wrong turn the movie makes. And it's a significant one, and they could have done better by instead of taking cues from Superbad, take more cues from something like Shaun of the Dead,
Mhm.
where they turn that into a Nick Frost Simon Pegg kind of thing
Yeah,
that you go through on a journey with throughout the whole movie.
I think this movie would have been much better served. That's a really good point. Yeah.
So it pains me to say this because Brigsby Bear's a solid debut.
Yeah, I love it.
He has chops, and there's a good idea in here, but man, it just falls apart on him, and I hated to see it. I went to this with our buddy Brandon, and at the end we were just like, wow, wow,
Real disappointment.
oomph.
Real fast, let's touch on Rachel Zegler because
Mhm.
she is a good actress, but what she's asked to do here is not in her wheelhouse,
Nope.
and she feels and looks painfully out of place throughout the whole movie, and that in and of itself becomes distracting as well.
Well, yeah, and there's zero chemistry between her and Jaden Martell.
None. None.
Zero.
Yeah.
So that hurts. I mean, I hate to say it, but this is a bad movie.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. I didn't hate it because there's enough people in it and involved with it that I like that I forced myself to enjoy it,
I
in
figured you would for your
stretches.
boy.
But and I like what they're trying to do. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but I would have liked if it had taken itself a little bit more seriously, just a little bit.
I,
So,
it could have been, but it also could have been, just go straight even more camp and maybe again, it's all about pairing, they really should have paired those two guys together throughout the whole movie. I think it would have
yeah,
helped a
that
lot.
was the major misstep. I think I'm at a 2.5 on this when I know that it's actually
Ooh.
when I
See,
know it's actually a two.
I'm at a 2 and I know it's a 1.5, but I'm gonna give it a 2.
But I think we should both just go ahead and call it a two.
Yeah, this is a 2-star movie.
Yeah, that way on our letterbox page, you don't have to differentiate between the two of us on there. You just call it a two.
Fair enough.
Um, yeah, yeah, that's a rough one. Um, I hope A24 and or other studios still give Kyle Mooney another chance
Yeah, that's gonna be tough to see what happens next because
because I lost a lot of money.
this movie made just over 2 million its first weekend and just over 1 million its second weekend.
Yikes.
Ooh.
Luckily, it doesn't look like it cost a ton to make, but
Yeah, but
you're still losing money either way when you get 3 million in 2 weekends and
that's
then are
tough.
quickly ushered out of theaters.
Oh, it won't be. I think maybe this Thursday will be the last time you're going to see it anywhere
Yeah.
in theaters.